It was a chilly morning in downtown Chicago when a man in an old gray hoodie and worn-out sneakers stepped into a high-end restaurant famous for its luxury, fast food experience. The place was buzzing with wealthy executives and influencers, all sipping overpriced coffee and showing off designer clothes. The man walked quietly to the counter, glanced at the menu, and said in a calm voice, "Just a small fries, please." The young cashier looked at him from head to toe, smirking. "That's it? You came here for small fries? Dude, the dollar menu is around the corner." A few customers chuckled. One even muttered, "Some people don't belong here." The man didn't react. He just smiled politely, handed over a crumpled $10 bill, and waited for his order. When the fries came, they were half cold, tossed carelessly into the bag. The man took them without complaint and sat in a corner booth. What no one knew was that this man, this nobody, was Ethan Cole, the reclusive billionaire CEO of a global investment firm. He had come there for a reason, to experience how ordinary people were treated when they weren't rich, when they didn't have power or prestige attached to their names. He had plans that morning. Big ones. He was scheduled to meet the restaurant's corporate team in just 2 hours to discuss a $250 million investment deal that would have taken their brand worldwide. But now, sitting in that corner with greasy fries and overhearing whispers of mockery, Ethan saw something far more revealing than any financial report could ever show. A few minutes later, a kind waitress named Lily noticed him. She'd seen how the cashier treated him and felt embarrassed. She came over, wiped the table, and said softly, "I'm really sorry about that. Some people forget that kindness doesn't cost extra." Ethan looked up, surprised. "You're the first person who said something nice to me today." Lily smiled shyly. "Well, everyone deserves to be treated with respect, no matter what they order." She walked away, not realizing she had just changed the course of her own life. 2 hours later, the executives of the restaurant chain gathered in a glass conference room, anxiously waiting for Mr. Cole, the billionaire investor they'd been trying to impress for months. When the door opened, the same man from the restaurant, the one who'd ordered the small fries, walked in, this time in a tailored suit. The executives froze. The cashier who'd mocked him earlier, brought in to serve the meeting, went pale. Ethan placed his briefcase on the table and looked around. "Before we begin," he said, "I visited one of your restaurants this morning." Everyone nodded nervously. He continued, "I was insulted for ordering something small. Mocked, treated like I didn't belong." He turned toward the cashier. "Funny thing is, no one there knew I was about to invest $250 million into this company." The room went silent. The cashier's eyes filled with tears. Ethan took a deep breath. "If this is how you treat customers when they look ordinary, I can't imagine how you treat your employees." He paused, then firmly said, "The deal is off." Gasps filled the room. One of the executives tried to speak, "Mr. Cole, please, this was a misunderstanding." But Ethan raised his hand. "No amount of money can fix a culture that's lost its humanity." He stood up to leave but turned back for one last note. "Oh, and the waitress who apologized to me. Lily. Tell her she's got a new job offer. At my company, with triple her current pay." As Ethan walked out, the entire room sat frozen in stunned silence. The cashier broke down crying, realizing how a moment of arrogance had cost the company everything. Outside, Ethan stepped into the crisp morning air. He took one last fry from the paper bag, smiling faintly to himself. Sometimes, the smallest things, like ordering small fries, reveal the biggest truths about people. And for Ethan Cole, that truth was worth far more than $250 million.